All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take those rules that we learned, one about how to rearrange when you're given a log, you're going to rearrange it as an exponent, and then the exponent rules and the log rules, and we're going to kind of put it all together to be able to solve these types of problems. So this is page 111 and 112 from your math packet. This is number 1 and 3. And as you can see, it's written as a log. So in this case, now we have a base 7. So remember that subscript just means the base that you're using. When there's nothing there, so if there was nothing there, then it would be base 10, okay? But since there is a base there, what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange this so that it is written as an exponent. So remember, if you're given something as a log, you want to rearrange it as an exponent so you can solve it. So here's my base. This is the exponent, and it equals my total. So if you are struggling with how to rearrange it, let me show you the setup. So if I had log base b of m equals e. All right, now this is a capital E, so it's not e as in the natural number. I'm using e as an exponent. All right, so if I'm going to rearrange this, let me do this in color coordinated, so that you can, so base m equals e. Okay, so here's what it looks like. B is my base. E is my exponent. And m is my total. So all we've done is we've taken the log and we have rearranged it. So there's your base, there's your exponent, and there's your total. It's just a rearrangement. That's all it is when you're dealing with logs to exponents. Okay, so back to this one. This is the base, this is the exponent, this is the total, and now I can solve it. 7 to the first power is 7 equals x minus 2. Solving for x, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So for number 1, I get x equals 9. Now, you can always plug this back in and double check. If I said this was 9, because it says x equals 9, 9 minus 2 is 7. So what I have is I have log base 7 of 7 equals 1. So again, a log is what's the exponent on 7 that gives me 7. Or the exponent on 7 is 1. So 7 to the first power does equal 7. So I know that that is the correct answer. All right, so you can always double check your answers. All right, let's try the next one. Now we have log base 6. So 6 is my base, 3 is the exponent, equals the total of x minus 2. So 6 to the third power is, I believe, 216. Let me grab my calculator. So 6 raised to the third power is 216. Good guess. So 216 equals x minus 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides, so I get x equals 218. Now over here, I'm going to check it. So if I plug 218 in here, 218 minus 2, so I have log base 6 of 216. Does that equal 3? 6 raised to the third power does equal 216. So I know that that is the correct answer. Okay? So again, you start with a log and you rewrite it as an exponent to be able to solve it, because a log is just an exponent. All right, here we go. So now, number 5. So this is number 5. So number 5 says log base 2 of 2x plus 6, and then outside that is plus 2 equals 1. Okay, so again, you're given a log. A log is an exponent. So we are going to rearrange this. Now, because this is outside the parentheses, I want to isolate this log before I do anything. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So I get log base 2 of 2x plus 6 equals a negative 1. And now I can solve it. 2, because my log is isolated, 2 raised to the negative 1 equals my total. Remember, a negative exponent just means flip it over. So this is actually 1/2. It's just 2 flipped over equals 2x plus 6. Now I have a straight equation, 2-step. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So I have 0.5 minus 6 is a negative 5.5 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. And I get x equals a negative 2.75. Okay? Now, if you wanted to keep it as a fraction, you certainly could. You would still get negative 2 3/4 at the end. But with this one, remember, this right here is one term. You can't split this up. So in order to rearrange the log into an exponent, you want to isolate this log. So that's why we had to subtract the 2 first. Okay? And then we're going to skip down to, well, we'll stop there. We'll stop there so that you can practice those.